Well, welcome back to J.P.s World of Wrestling. I'm your man J.P. Now, last time we talked about Sting Galoob, but today we're talking about another Galoob that Sting had a lot of matches with in my fantasy federation, and that would be this guy, Double A Arn Anderson, the Enforcer. Now, Arn Anderson was one of the founding members of the Four Horsemen, and I think the two notable feuds that he had in WCW, I would say one of them was with his best friend, Ric Flair, and the other one was with Dustin Rhodes. I gotta admit, I don't remember as much about the early WCW feuds as I do the WWF feuds, because I liked WCW, I liked watching WCW, but it really wasn't as memorable to me as the WWF was. It really wasn't as epic, but nevertheless, I do remember Arn Anderson feuding with Dustin Rhodes and with guys like Sting and Ric Flair. But anyway, this is a great figure. The pose is really good. The hands are closed. You can do power slams and the spine buster. Spine buster is really big. Arn Anderson used to utilize a spine buster as one of his finishing moves, as well as a DDT. But yeah, you can do suplexes and punching, of course. But I'm a sucker for a good wrestling pose, and this is a really good one. And like I said, Sting and Arn Anderson, they had many matches in my fantasy fed because of the pose. Their figures really work really well together. And so, but yeah, Arn Anderson, known for being in the Four Horsemen, and eventually him and Tully Blanchard of the Four Horsemen, they made their way up north to the WWF. Managed by Bobby Heenan, they were the Brain Busters. And they actually had a run as the tag team champions as the Brain Busters. They actually defeated Demolition. But eventually Demolition won the titles back. And I guess there was something happened. And Tully Blanchard was fired from the WWF or something. And so then Arn Anderson was there for just a little bit. But then he went back to WCW. And eventually him and Ric Flair reformed Four Horsemen. I think for a while, Jeff Jarrett was part of it. Dean Malenko and Chris Benoit and Sid Vicious was part of it, and Barry Windham. I'll get to all those guys. But people often talk about Paul Roma sort of being the worst member of the Four Horsemen ever. I don't know. Although people talk about Steve Mongo McMichael being terrible, but I don't think Steve Mongo McMichael was that bad, to be honest with you. But anyway, Arn Anderson, he's got a podcast. It's pretty good, and I guess he's one of the agents for All Elite Wrestling. But like I said, I'm not really a fan of AEW just because they do too many things that doesn't make up for the good things that they do. But that's Arn Anderson, WCW Galoob figure. I like it. It was one of my favorite Galoob figures ever. And there it is. That is going to conclude this video. Do you remember specifically any feuds that Arn Anderson had besides Dustin Rhodes and Sting and Ric Flair? Leave them in the comments below. Apart from that, go ahead and like and subscribe and share. And I'll see you next time.